Well, we got the CS War belt here. It's deuce gear, if you want to call it, like in the military, they call it 782 gear. We got the CS belt, brass belt, leather belt. We got the CS holster. We got the Colt Navy Revolver in here. If I can open this up, it's freaking pretty stiff leather, man. Right there. That's the Colt Navy. We also have the Confederate States ammo pouch. I'm probably going to put it all in this backpack, but I just put a subdued cami Confederate flag on it. Cute, huh? This stuff, too, I'm sure this is really top quality. Wonder Lube for, patch and ball lubricant, but I think that there's substitutes out there that are probably a tiny fraction of the price of that. Also got the round ball, which is 36 caliber, but you got 375 diameter. You want it slightly tight, so it goes along the rifling. These are actually pretty damn accurate pistols. The only thing I had to get is some powder. I was looking at Midway, and they sell Pirate X. I don't know if I want to go with that. I want to go with Go X, Triple F. I heard that's better. And get the number 10 caps. Let's get this thing out of here. I want to shut the camera off a second. But it's I sprayed it down with the protectant, the leather protectant, Kiwi leather protectant already. And of course, this comes out pretty easy. Just a big old Bowie, whatever the hell you want to call it, Bowie. CS, it's a fake one, of course, but it is, it is carbon steel. I don't never wanted to get a stainless steel one or a brass plated. This is solid brass, and it's carbon steel. So made the little thing so you can put it on the belt. Not bad for the money, but most of the stuff actually is not that cheap. I got this from I don't think Old South Firearms is that bad price, but reenactment stuff is pretty high. And I got stuff that was on clearance, and actually one of the pants I got was Western Heritage, actually. So they're not exactly 100% authentic, but who gives a crap? Close enough. And let me get out that tag. Here it is. It's a little wet because I was coffee cup was laying on it. Frontier Classics, Old West clothing. So that's not exactly the right trousers, but they're butternut color and they're pretty damn close. They got the high waist and a watch pocket, and they're almost the same thing. You never really know the damn difference. But I'm not doing reenacting anyway. I'm just gonna wear this stuff when next time we go out and film some reenactment events. But I like this thing, and I think the belt was a smart thing to get with it in the pouch. Just got to get some. I don't have everything to fire it yet. I don't have the black powder, and I don't have the number 10 caps, but we'll be getting them pretty soon. So I just pulled it out of the holster, and like what you do is you'd load up each one of these things here, and crush the powder down. They push the ball and the powder down in there and put a little of this lube over it, and you put the cap on the other side, and this goes up like Jesus. Can't do nothing with one hand, for crying out loud. There it is, right there. That locks up into place, and it fits in a holster. It does. The holster is designed for like 36 and a 44, and I don't know whatever else, but it works. And the holster does say CS on it. So how's that, huh? Yeah. I don't think, but I tell you what, the reenactment stuff is like 1,000 times better than what the Confederates had. So sometimes people get a little nitpicky about. I'm sure, ideally the Confederate States would have liked to have everything labeled CS and standardized, and nothing's freaking. So people just took whatever they had. Pretty much knew they were Confederate by the fact that they weren't wearing blue. Dark blue uniform. No regulation stuff. Sucker gets in there quick. Well, this holster needs to be softened up a little bit, but we'll get it done. It almost reminds me of like the early .45 holsters with the big freaking leather flap on them. Then they changed them to, I don't know what the hell they got now. Probably got some quick draw kydex, but they changed them to like a Cordura holster or nylon holster, and you pull down this elastic thing and it unhook, and you can unhook it. I'm sure that ain't even the way it is now, because that isn't even a faster way to get a freaking pistol out. This thing actually, I know, if I was actually using this thing in, the Confederate States, I'd probably cut this stupid flap off of here, because have fun, or somehow to have it where you can take this flap. Maybe the flap is good for like when you're, moving around and the enemy isn't nearby, because this thing, man, that thing can get in the way pretty quick, man. But yeah, it's a cool setup. I'm glad I got it. Like I said, I'm going to put it in this bag here. This is some nice, I don't know, backpack I got. I haven't even used. It's freaking brand new. It's still got a tag on it. But I just put this flag on there. I said, well, that's cute. It's a little freaking thing. But this along with the, I don't know what you call that, the top, the tunic, whatever it is. I don't think they call it a blouse. I know in the military they call the top part of the camis the blouse, whatever. But I got that. It's in butternut. It's got some light blue trim on it. I also got the I got the Western Frontier trousers in butternut. They look pretty damn. I mean, they look. You really don't know the differences unless you're an expert in. Maybe it's the 1870s versus the 1860s, but close to damn enough. It's butternut color. I got the Chukka shoes that are they look like the Brogans that they used to wear. They're not exactly correct, but they look very close, similar style. A lot less money than paying for up the yin yang for leather soles and putting hobnails in the soles and wooden heels, which ain't gonna hold up very well. So paid like $30 versus like 150 to $200 or something. And the pistol was $220 versus retail for $280, $290. But all this stuff does add up pretty quick, So, but I think it's it's going to be fairly useful stuff too. I personally would really like to see how this shoots too with the 22 long rifle kit conversion. I might get that later for the pistol, the black powder revolver. I don't want to bother putting in like 38 long Colt and all that kind of crap. The 22, you don't have to reload, and you can load it from without taking the cylinder out, and you can unload it without taking the cylinder out. I said, well, that's pretty cool. So, but only Old South Firearms has that, and it's expensive. I think it's like $350, more than the freaking pistol. So I don't know if I'm going to get that right away. It's not really important. First thing I want to do is actually test out my 1911 that I built recently, and I could buy a pistol right off the bat because I have the concealed carry permit. But I decided to build my own. I did the 1911. I want to test it out. I'm sure it's going to work fine. But then I'll get around to testing this out. But of course, I got the big flagpole project going on. So, and Rocky's guarding the fort. See, he's guarding the flag on the bed. You're freaking Rocky. That guy cracks me up, man. I'll tell you what, it freaking makes me laugh. He gives you this. He goes from one personality to another. He's got a personality whereby he's like a little kitten. He goes meow like that. Like he really literally goes like a little kitten meow, and he gets pissed off. And on the other side, if like somebody's bugging him or some shit, you always know what is on his mind. And that sort of that cat's got better vision in 2020. Usually cats only got a vision of 2200 or something. That cat can see like an eagle. I don't know what the hell the deal is with him. But I was like, what the hell, man? This guy's freaking. The other ones don't look. Goldie can't see shit. This guy, Goldie's like a regular cat. That one's amazing. For vision, anyway. So, glad I got this stuff. I'm probably going to take this down to a CPA firm and have a little fun with it. If next time I go in there sometime when it's off hours, Yeah, we're protecting the money. You got the black powder thing here, and you got the big Bowie. We're protecting the client's money here. Goldman Sachs Protection Services or something. Anyway. Yeah, this is my son's a Confederate veterans. This stuff, with all this belt and stuff, it won't fit in that bag. So it's going in this big old thing here. So I really like to take this down to the next. I don't have to go ape on it. I might have to ask him ahead of time, but take it down to the next Sons of the American Revolution meeting. Even though it's Confederate, I don't know if they enjoy this. Goddamn, this thing. There, quick draw. You know, Clint Eastwood pulls it out in like 0.3 seconds, right? Yeah, get out of it. Crap, stupid movie. Everything in the movies is BS. But anyway, that's a wrap, man. You gotta love this stuff, don't you? Come on, get on here, boy. Boy, we here all day with this thing. So, how's that? Yeah, CS there, CS there. It's a big Bowie knife. So, it's called a Confederate deuce gear, right? We're all set, huh? Anyway, I'm doing everything I can, I'll tell you what. So, to me, this shit's really funny, freaking funny in a way. I mean, it's sort of like so damn old school. What cracks me up is that this thing is actually a viable revolver today. It really ain't bad, man. The thing is damn accurate. It's about as strong as a 380 auto. I mean, you got to load it one at a time. But if you melt your own, cast your own lead ball and stuff, that thing is actually very cheap to shoot. And if you find some other replacement lube than that stuff, because I think, even though that stuff is an excellent product, I'm thinking, I think Valvoline or Castrol probably makes some grease that's probably better than that, even probably synthetic, and that you can use. That, whatever. Anyway, over and out.